Mike Curnow here with Defiant Networks, and thanks for watching this tutorial, Defiance SIEMple setup. Defiance is an open source next-gen SIEM platform built on an integrated service container architecture on a Docker Compose scaffolding. It was constructed as a way for SMBs and SMEs to keep up with the big boys regarding enterprise-grade monitoring and security operations center, but having the open source price tag with it. Let's take a quick look at some of the tools you get. Here's a overview of the topology of the architecture here. The images and service that we utilize, Graylog for log and alert management, the Hive project for the SIRP capabilities, Apache Airflow for the workflow management and SOAR capabilities of being able to automate and code playbooks. It is the data indexing system is Elasticsearch, so it makes sense that we have Kibana. And then we have some other tools for the analysts such as CyberChef, MITRE Attack Navigator. Curator is another Elasticsearch product to manage the indices, and we utilize that to facilitate data retirement policies to Hadoop S3 buckets or whatever you are needing to send that off to. And then we have the Defiant Forwarder. This is a really awesome tool here. So the Defiance SIEM is the first and only SIEM platform to leverage host identity protocol as its transport layer defense solution for handling event log ingress. So Defiant Networks' management implementation of the host identity protocol ensures seamless or elastic scalability for adding new data sources and forwarders, all the while protecting your data in motion and ensuring that it's hidden from bad actors and those who don't belong in your business. So, before we even start the install process, it would behoove you to add these host mappings to your etc hosts file. So take the IP address of the server that you are going to install the Defiance SIEM on and add all of these host mappings, because without it you won't be able to talk behind the reverse proxy to any of the tools or the UI. Okay, so just to show this is not working at the moment, we don't have this installed. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to start the install process right now. We had just cloned this from GitLab, little TV magic here. I suggest using the option depth 1, and what that's saying is we're grabbing the last series of commits. And the reason we do this is because the Defiance repository is rather large at 8.1 gigs. This zip file is kind of big, but even it is only about 2.7, 2.8 gigabytes. So it just saves you a lot of time and trouble to grab that last series. Anyways, so we have that. We are going to cd into the Defiance directory. We are going to unzip the Defiance zip right here. And while we're waiting for this to work, this might be a good time to tab over to your etc host file and add those host mappings. That way we don't have to do it later. And you can see here we do have some custom containers that come with the zip. That's why it is rather large. And these are custom because the containers in this open architecture are built to work with each other on the back end, so they are integrated with one another. Now that we have this finished, we're going to we can go ahead and remove the zip file, cd into Defiance, and we have a startup.py right here, and what we're going to do is run sudo python 3 startup. This can take a few minutes, so if you need to take a bathroom break, go get a cup of coffee, go smoke a cigarette or 8, feel free to go ahead and do that. And yeah, so let's start it.
Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their
Okay, so it looks like we are now done with the install of Defiance SIEM on this server. We see that all of the containers have finished spinning up. Next thing we can do is try and reload SIEM.defiance.com. And hey, wouldn't you know it, here's a login screen. So there are login defaults noted in the documentation. We get into the home screen and we have our Defiance message here. We are able to access the core functions of Defiance here. So events will bring you to actually, this takes a second. So Greylog takes the longest time to completely spin up. We'll come back to that in a second. Dashboards will be Cabana. Once you actually start getting data in, you can set up the, you can point Cabana to the proper indexes. So really quickly, you just go into management, go into index patterns, include system indexes. Right now, you only have the Cabana index, but once you actually get data into Greylog, you should be able to search the index patterns and you'll have them pop up here. For SOAR, Apache Airflow, and Apache Airflow is, here we have all these samples right here on how to actually create your workflows to automate, and you can actually write the Python code in here. So yeah, you can code out your playbooks and additional workflows, and you can have those instantiated via an API call set directly from Greylog's pipelines. So really, it's up to you. Do you want to put more weight on the instantiation of workflow automation starting from a Greylog pipeline, or do you just want to send a simple API request to Airflow to start your job that you're automating? It's really up to you. Like, it's very flexible the way that these tools are integrated. You have SIRP, the Hive. Update database, you're really just going to go ahead and click the button and put whatever you want. So admin, 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 because I can. And go ahead, admin, admin, and we're in. Whenever Greylog generates an alert, you can have that alert routed to the Hive to automatically create a case on that. Let's go to Greylog real quick. Greylog is an awesome platform. This is where we do our event log management. You have really granular control over what you need to do. And you can also write grok pattern and or regex captures to create your own custom fields in the UI without having to work on log stash filters and all that. So it really is simple to do this. And then we have CyberChef. CyberChef is an encoding decoding tool. So when you get those like weird URI encoded query strings, you can decode them rather easily. And you can see here that we do have a whole cornucopia of encoding and decoding capabilities. And for CTI, or Cyber Threat Intel, we're leveraging the MITRE ATT&CK framework, or the MITRE ATT&CK Navigator. And this is to give analysts a tool to build context into what they're looking at, take behavior they're seeing in IOCs, and be able to map it to known APT groups or behavior types and categories. And we have Curator. The Curator container contains some base here, 1 second. It contains a base template which has placeholders to do simple data retirement policy, and it has a start.py and /opt/curator. And when you run that, it will automatically run all of your template action files in templates. And the Defiance SIEM itself, the SIEM UI, has two ways to change the view screen. One, we can minimize the menu right down here, so you have a little bit of a bigger view on what you're actually trying to do. Then you have a concentration mode, which just gets rid of everything altogether besides this the header and footer. But yeah, that's really it. We now have a brand new build of Defiance SIEM, utilizing these open source tools for the wonderful price of free. Anybody can do this. So, all right, thank you very much for watching.